So, what do you do with a truth that's so heavy it could literally break you? We're about to dive into a really powerful, personal story from the early years of Israel, a story about profound injustice. But, and this is the important part, it's really about the choice of what you do with that pain, how you carry it, how you learn from it, and maybe, just maybe, how you turn it into a force for healing. The whole story really is framed by this one central question. How do you handle a truth that is so heavy it threatens to just completely crush you? And this was the author's answer. He made a very conscious choice. He decided not to build his life around anger or revenge, but to become a witness. His mission was to make sure that the truth was recorded, that it was carried forward, and that it was preserved with just an immense sense of responsibility.
And that is the question that really drove him to write all of this down. He wasn't looking for vengeance, he was looking for understanding. He felt like he had to document the whole story, even if it was just for himself, to find a way to carry this incredible weight of his family's history without being completely crushed by it.
His search for that answer? Well, it all goes back to two deeply traumatic events that hit his family right after they immigrated to Israel from Tunisia. They were full of hope for a brand new life. I mean, just look at this timeline. The family gets to their new home at the end of 1954, just filled with optimism. And then, within 2 short years, just 2 years, they face these two life-altering wounds, and both were inflicted by the very system they had trusted with their future. The first wound, it started with his baby sister, Rena. She was a healthy little toddler, only 1.5 years old. Her mom took her to a local clinic for something simple, just a cold. Can you even imagine? You're a new immigrant. You barely speak the language. His mother goes back to the clinic the very next day, and she's given this devastating final news. No explanation, no body to mourn, no grave to visit, just a closed door. But his father, he refused to accept this. He demanded answers. He traveled all the way to the central morgue. And what he saw there, it would haunt him for the rest of his life. A baby's body, dismembered, on a table. And the explanation they gave him? To advance research. It was just this act of profound dehumanization. Then came the second wound. And this one was systematic. It was deceptive. The author and his brothers were sent to what their mother was told was a fun summer camp. But it wasn't a camp at all. It was a medical experiment. They went through this painful process to have all their hair removed, only to be placed under a machine that blasted their heads with massive doses of radiation. It was all part of a US-funded study. So, faced with these just unthinkable injustices from the very state he had dreamed of, the author's father made a profound choice. A choice that would end up shaping his children's entire future. The system was basically sending a clear message. You are disposable. You are less than. But his father's response? Wow. It was this incredibly powerful counter-narrative. He chose not to pass on his bitterness. Instead, he absorbed the pain himself and taught his children to answer prejudice with a language that absolutely no one could ignore: undeniable excellence. His father's lesson was crystal clear. You will not inherit my wound. You will inherit the drive to overcome. He pushed his sons toward achievement as the ultimate answer to prejudice. And get this? It worked. Free from the baggage of victimhood, all 3 sons graduated with honors from Israel's most prestigious technical university. Okay, so let's fast forward decades. The truth is finally documented. The author's whole focus begins to shift. The question wasn't what happened to us anymore. It became, okay, what do I do with this knowledge now? He found his answer in this beautiful Jewish concept called tikkun, the responsibility not just to mourn what's broken, but to actively go out and repair it. The answer wasn't in writing more about the past, it was in the act of building a better future. And his path to repair, it wasn't a protest, it wasn't a political campaign. No, instead, he found his answer in this really simple but powerful model he discovered while volunteering at a school for at-risk youth. He started mentoring students that the system had basically given up on. And he realized that the ultimate tikkun, the ultimate repair, was to provide the individual care, the presence, the belief in another person that his own family had been so cruelly denied. Just one human being showing another that they are seen, that they matter. So this entire journey, from this deep personal wound to this act of collective repair, it forged a really powerful philosophy for living, a way to navigate the world with strength and without bitterness. He adopted these 4 principles, they're often called the 4 agreements, as his personal code. It's like a framework for navigating the world with integrity. Be impeccable with your word. That means speaking with truth and love. Don't take anything personally. That's a shield against other people's negativity. Don't make assumptions. That encourages clear communication. And always do your best. Well, that's about living without regret. It's a philosophy built on the very opposite of the forces that harmed his family. And this leaves us with the final, and I think the most essential takeaway from his story. Resilience isn't about ignoring the fall or trying to assign blame for it. It's about mastering the art of the rise. It's about choosing not what happened to you, but what you are going to do next. And that is a choice we all have the power to make.